In the entire world of professional valuation, everything, and I mean everything, boils down to one single powerful word. It's a concept so fundamental that without it, every appraisal, every analysis, every report would just be, well, completely meaningless. So let's find out what it is. So let me ask you this. If you had to pick just one word, one single word that sets all the rules, provides all the context, and gives a valuation its authority, what word would you choose? Go ahead, think about it for a sec. This word is literally the ground floor that the entire valuation is built on. And that word is jurisdiction. Now, I know what you're thinking. It sounds a little dry, maybe a bit legalistic. But trust me, by the end of this, you're going to see that it's one of the most important concepts in this field. It's truly the foundational piece of the whole puzzle. And let's be really clear about this. This is not just some fancy industry jargon. Jurisdiction is the absolute cornerstone. It's the framework. It's the rule book. It's the context that gives any valuation its meaning and its credibility. Seriously, without a clearly defined jurisdiction, a valuation is just a random number floating in a vacuum. Okay, so where does this all-important concept even come from? Well, for that, we're going straight to the source. The official definition is laid out by some major players, like the International Valuation Standards and the Philippine Valuation Standards, which helps make sure everyone's playing by the same rules all across the globe. All right. Here it is, the legal and regulatory environment in which evaluation is performed. It seems simple, right? But believe me, every single word in that sentence was chosen very carefully, and it's absolutely packed with meaning. Let's start pulling it apart to see why. To really, truly get a feel for the power of this definition, we can't just read it. We have to deconstruct it. We're going to treat it like a precise formula, looking at each little piece to see how it all fits together. So let's kick things off with that first half, the legal and regulatory environment. This phrase right here, this is what sets the stage. It tells us that we're operating inside a very specific system. But what's the actual difference between legal and regulatory? They sound kind of similar, but they actually govern totally different things. And here's the breakdown. The legal environment, think of that as the big stuff. We're talking about the formal laws of a country, the statutes passed by government, court decisions, all that. Then you have the regulatory environment. This is more specialized. It's the specific set of rules and guidelines that come from professional organizations, like the valuation standards boards. So you've got the law of the land, and you've got the law of the profession. Okay, so we've got our environment set up. It's this mix of national laws and professional rules. But, an environment is just a setting, right? It's just the background. What's the action that actually takes place inside it? And that's where the second half of our definition comes in. This is what provides the critical context. See, we're not just talking about any old legal and regulatory environment in general. We are laser focused on the one that applies at the precise moment and during the specific activity of, performing a valuation. This is what connects those big, broad rules to the actual task at hand. So, now that we've got our two key pieces, we have the setting and we have the action, let's put them back together and take a look at the complete, powerful picture that this definition really paints. The main thing to remember is this super simple, logical flow. Step 1, you start with the setting, the legal and regulatory environment. Step 2, you add the activity. Evaluation is being performed. And when you combine those two things, poof, you get the concept, jurisdiction. It's the specific framework that applies to that specific action. And here we are, right back at the full definition again. But now, it's more than just a string of words, isn't it? You can actually see the structure inside it. It's a logical equation, a specific environment plus a specific action. Feels a lot clearer now, right? So what's the ultimate takeaway here? It's this. Jurisdiction isn't just about what country you're standing in. It's about the entire system of rules, both legal and professional, that dictate how you do your work. This system determines what methods you can use, what you have to disclose, and ultimately how you arrive at and report a value. It is quite literally the rules of the game. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. Now that you really understand what jurisdiction is, start looking around you. How do the laws, the regulations, and the professional standards in your own environment shape the value of the house you live in, or the companies you might invest in, or even the art you admire? The answer is, it's shaping value absolutely everywhere you look.